I'd like to welcome you to the Osceola County School Board meeting for Tuesday, February 11th. Tonight we will have our invocation by Pastor Jose Nieves from First United Methodist Church, our Pledge of Allegiance by Tim Burdett, our Executive Director of CTE. Our national anthem will be sung by students from the Oxa High School Chorus. Our mission statement will be read by Kelly Childs, our Avid Secondary District Resource Teacher, and interpretation services by Naira Elvira, our bilingual community liaison. You will now please stand.
As the father of three boys who two of them graduated from Tohope School and one that is currently there, it's truly an honor to be able to be here. And so let's pray. Dear God, we come before your presence and we just thank you for the opportunity you give us to be here. Lord, I pray that you will be a guide to these conversations, that you will guide the discussions, that every conversation will be done in such a way that it truly values the children of our community and lift them up to the full potential that you have given them. Lord, like that in the same spirit that call for you, for the children to be able to have access to you, Lord, and how they were important beyond the assumptions of adults, Lord, that the same spirit will be true here. Guide us and help us to honor our community in this way. In the name of Jesus, we ask you this. Amen. Amen. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The School District of Osceola County's mission: inspiring all learners to reach their highest potential as responsible, productive citizens.
Good evening, I am Naira Elvira and I'm here to provide interpretation services. Buenas noches, mi nombre es Naira Elvira y estoy aquí para proveer servicio de interpretación.
With that, we are on to positive comments. Dr. Shannon, I'll start with you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Few things. First of all, you see the trophy in front of me, and I just want to say that I really appreciate members of our team that worked really hard to raise a significant amount of money for arts in Osceola County. And so while Mr. Thorne is the only one that actually received an invitation to participate again next year, I want to just say that everyone did a phenomenal job. So there's that. I want to congratulate Mr. Sharma. Mr. Sharma and I traveled up to Washington DC to meet with Senator Rick Scott and his team regarding a pressing issue. Mr. Sharma's presentation was airtight. It was logical. It was well received, and he left the senator's staff very impressed. And so, thankfully, because of his efforts, we're making some positive movement on some land issues that needed to be resolved rather quickly. So kudos to him. I also want to take a moment and recognize that Osceola County has never had this many high schools in the basketball playoffs. That we have three girls teams. We have Harmony, we have Gateway, and we have St. Cloud. Then we have 6 boys teams that are in the playoffs as well. So as a former high school principal, I gotta say that anytime your team can make it to the postseason in anything, it's a real joy. That's when you really start to see spirit build around the school. So congratulations to them. That's all I have tonight. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Ms. Garcia?
Hi, good night, everyone. I had the opportunity to attend the ALCO graduation and to celebrate more than 70 students that graduated that night. It was so awesome and close to my heart. I was a student there once, a long time ago, and just seeing the student, I related to their stories, and it was just a fantastic night. I also attended the Criminal Justice Academy graduation, so congratulations to all the students. And I get to see all my blue family there, and it was another night to celebrate the accomplishment of the students. The junior achievement, I still have my passport, so if you were there, you know what this means. If you missed it, I know that the students next year are gonna be able to enjoy that. And the Prosper announcement at Gateway, and I wanna thank Commissioner Viviana Jainer because she spearheaded this effort, and thanks to her, we have the What's Prosper. She was part of that team. And we were also honored to have Representative Darren Soto visiting us and tour Gateway. And I promised them that I'm gonna wear their shirt. And that's why I'm wearing their polo shirt. And so go Panthers. Finally, we just returned from the FSBA, the Finance Forum. There we had some valuable discussions and about school fundings and financial strategies. And today, I can miss this. Parkway, thank you. We have Principal Misty Cruz, Mrs. Macias Osaya, and Sue Lianexi with us, and they prepared this for us. Thank you.
Ms. Garcia?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I do share the sentiments of fellow board member Garcia with the ALCO graduations. It happens to be one of my favorites. I love all graduations, but they always have some great stories to convey when they are accepting their certificate. So I was really happy to be there alongside with both of my fellow board members. Thank you for being there with me. Last week I attended the Artist in Residence event at Island Village Elementary School. And the students starred in a beautiful performance celebrating the African folklore along with Grammy Award winner Giovanni Hidalgo. It was such a blast. Yes, if you, I'm sure that they're going to be back. So if we get invited again, please attend because it was such a blast. I had such a good time. So I just want to thank Principal Confessor, Ms. Schmidt, the art teacher, as well as Mr. Torres for inviting me. Mr. Torres is the music teacher, and the students were amazing. So that was such a great, fun event. And I have some certificates of some special students that are here and faculty members as well from Flora Ridge Elementary School. So I'm going to go ahead and read the reason why they are receiving recognition today, and I'm going to ask them to come up and receive their certificates. So on December 5th, during the arrival of breakfast to the breakfast area, a student went into crisis. Emily Barbour, Christy Phelps, Jocelyn Rosario, and Mirankil Lara went into action. They stayed with the students, and they were able to calm the students along with hundreds of surrounding students. Then, on December 9th, the same student went into crisis again. The student was eating their breakfast and began to have an episode. The following students aided the student again by catching him from falling on the bench, and they went in to straighten the position and helping him immediately. Raiden Smith, Jules Osceola, Xavier Matthews demonstrated the SOAR expectations as model citizens. And if you're not a Phoenix, the SOAR expectations are safe, organized, accountable, and respectful. So we just want to say that your principal is very proud, and so I was sent this note, and I wanted to recognize all of the students and everybody involved in the situation here today. So I'm going to ask, I have these certificates for y'all. If you want to come up, I'm going to call you one by one. Okay, so first we have Raiden Smith. Well done. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good job.
We have Jules Okeos. How do am I Oseos? Oxels. Thank you, Jules. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Xavier Matthews. Well done. We have Jocelyn Rosario.
Way to go.
Thank you so much. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Evelyn Barbour. I'm probably saying that name incorrectly. Okay, Barber. Mirankil Lara Castrillo. Thank you so much. And Christy Phelps.
Also not here.
Okay. Did y'all want to come up also? Take a nice picture. This is Principal Nicholson.
Amy Gonzalez.
AP Gonzalez. Okay. Good. All right, guys, let's take a nice picture. This is good. Perfect. Can we just give everybody from the Phoenix team a round of applause? And the students wouldn't know SOAR if it wasn't for their beautiful principal and assistant principal. So thank you so much for just being amazing all the time. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well done.
Ms. Bronson?
I would like people to mark their calendars if they have a kid, a child that's going into VPK, because February 17th begins VPK registration for Osceola County School District. And I can tell you they are phenomenal at what they do. It's data-driven curriculum, it's qualified and experienced educators, and you can really see a difference in a child that's went to a quality VPK, and the district has some of the best. It's a great foundation for kids. Also, I went to Voyager K-8 Literacy Glow Night, where that was a great experience. They had such a great turnout, I had to park down the street and walk in. Everything was done with glow lights and fun, and the families were engaged, and it was also exciting because they had the Scholastic Book Fair. I could never turn down a good book. I also went to Hickory Tree and met with Mrs. Miller, and I went to Harmony Community School and met with Ms. Davenport. And I have to say they are both doing an amazing job. They are committed to creating a safe and positive learning environment, and I got to tour some classrooms and talk with some staff, and that was exciting because I missed the kiddos. Something else I did. I went to Toho High School where they were welcoming in eighth graders to become future Tigers and their families to the campus for the upcoming school year. and they gave great information. It was a crowded auditorium. It was families in this together. I sat amongst the families, and it was great just hearing the conversations because they were sharing like what were the next steps for success for their kids. And I feel like as an educator, like we're getting something right because those conversations are so important to have. They were talking about school activities, career pathways, how to connect with your guidance counselor. And it was just a great night. I also attended Neo City STEM Day. I don't know if anybody else got the opportunity, but it was amazing. There were demonstrations, hands-on activities in STEM from local businesses, organizations, and educational programs. And some of the things that I got to participate in with the other families were how the telescope works, using glass bottles to be recycled into sand, how rockets fly, and I was really impressed that the Osceola County School District had the STEM bus. We learned that you could fly planes with a flight simulator and how robotics and microchips work. And I think what stayed with me about that Neo City STEM Day was that families came to that event and they stayed the entire time. Nobody was leaving because they were enjoying themselves and learning so much. They had pizza and ice cream and laptop giveaways, but the families were engaged in the science. And I thought, wow, this was like such an amazing place to be. And my last thing is that if you are looking for something fun for Valentine's Day, you should come out to the Osceola County Fair. It's 4-H, FFA, livestock, and entertainment for the whole family. And Saturday, if you're not doing anything, I will be in the Silver Spurs Rodeo Parade in downtown St. Cloud at 10 o'clock. And you should come out and enjoy yourself.
That's a good commercial rodeo for the rodeo fair. Sounded perfect.
Okay. Sorry.
I just want to echo a few things that Ms. Garcia said. Just if you're not aware, the two things she referenced, Junior Achievements JA Inspire, is a great opportunity for our 8th grade students across all of Osceola County to come on one day to Osceola Heritage Park next door, and they bring in so many career opportunities for the kids to be exposed to. So it's a great opportunity for our students to get to learn about all the different career pathways that they have available to them, because we have programs for them in our schools, and then they have direct connects to these organizations and these companies that will hire them one day to do the job that they are learning about and are loving. In addition to that, the Osceola Prosper thing that Ms. Garcia announced is free college education for graduating seniors for the 3rd or 4th year in a row, I think, maybe, because of our county commissioners who have committed to finding the funds to provide our graduating seniors with free college to Valencia College or OTEC. So 2 great programs for our students. So I just had to give a little more emphasis on those. In addition to that, I attended Literacy Week event at Neptune Middle School. They had the Building Literacy, Constructing the Foundation for Success theme going on throughout the event. It was well attended by their families. The kids were constructing things throughout. They constructed nachos once they were done doing all of their activities. My favorite activity was constructing the elements of an essay, and I had to get some help from one of the students because there was an element that I don't remember learning about or teaching about when I was a teacher. So I don't know if it was something new that's been added in those years. But it was a really great opportunity, and I too couldn't pass up the book fair either. I bought a few books for myself and for my kids. Something that I'm going to share on my social media after tonight that the principal from their school shared with me was that they had an author out to their school during Literacy Week. His name is David Scott Smith, and he wrote a really beautiful blog post after his visit to Neptune Middle School called Hope in a Classroom. So I'm going to put a link to that on my social media, so if you go after tonight and look for that, I think it's a great read for everybody, because I think sometimes in today's climate we feel a little hopeless when it comes to education in America, and he really saw what was happening in a classroom and what we know is happening in a classroom every single day, and put the words together very eloquently, and I enjoyed reading it, so I wish that you will read it as well. And finally, in the spirit of love for Valentine's Day, I'm going to invite Stephanie Dunn and her students from Lakeview Elementary up because they have a little something to share.
Why, hello. Okay, y'all.
Hi!
Hello! Like I've been dealing with 2nd graders all day. Okay. Stand behind me. All right, so this is Lakeview Elementary Community Club, and we go out into our community and we do different things. We were learning about government, and we're going to be at the school board also the town council this week on Thursday, the school board tonight. We've been learning about government, elections, elected people that represent us, and we're also learning to be bold and brave and speak confidently and read with just authority and passion. So wait till you see the passion that comes out of these letters. And I'm gonna show them exactly what I want them to do so they're not scared. And I'm gonna stand right beside them. So this is from Lena. She was not able to be here tonight. It says, "Dear School Board, thank you so much for hiring the best teachers here at Lakeview. Thank you for giving us supplies to our school." Then you're gonna hand it to the next person, you're gonna come towards me. Don't go yet. And since we have 5 people and 5 friends, I get to walk it over to this fine gentleman over here. And I'm going to see how my shoulders are back. I have it in my left hand. I'm going to shake with my right hand and smile. And
Thank you.
thank you for hiring the best teachers at Lakeview Elementary School. Okay. Look at, you're going to speak to. Say your name.
My name is Camilla. Dear School Board, thank you for service, lunch, supplies, and trips.
Georgia, you brave. Say your name.
My name is Ella. Dear School Board, thank you for giving out crowns, building water fountains, and giving our school food.
Nice and bold and loud, strong, confident.
My name is Carlos, and thank you for creating safe rules, standing for our school, and working to get our supplies.
You got it? Hold it out like this. Now.
My name is Nikki, and thank you for keeping us safe.
You get to look at these people up. They're important people too. Okay, we're ready. Hold on. Like this and hold here. Look straight at them.
My name is Allison, and dear School Board, thank you for supplies and our lunch.
Nice and loud. Your name.
My name is Nora. Dear School Board, thank you for school supplies and teachers.
Thank you so much for this opportunity to have our kids practice what we preach in school. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you. With that, we are on to our fine arts moment, which will be students from Tohopokalika High School, the Black Student Union, performing Lift Every Voice.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died, yet with the steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed. We have come over a way that with tears has been watered. We have come treading the path through the blood of the slaughtered. Out from the gloomy past, till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of our bright star is cast.
With that, we are now on to our proclamation as February 2025 Career and Technical Education Month by Tim Burdett, our Executive Director of CTE, and it looks like some of our CTE students.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Shanoff and board members. February is Career and Technical Ed CTE Month, a time to celebrate the vital role CTE plays in preparing students for success in both their careers and future education. CTE equips students with practical skills, knowledge, and real-world experience that are high demand across industries. During this month, we highlight the incredible achievements of our students, educators, and community partners who make these programs thrive. CTE not only supports academic growth, but also fosters critical thinking, problem solving, and teamwork. It provides students with the tools to explore diverse career pathways and prepares them for rapidly evolving job markets. As a district, we are committed to expanding these programs and strengthening our CTE offerings to ensure every student has the opportunity to explore their interests and build a bright future. For this year in 2024-25, we have tripled the enrollment at our technical center this year. We have over 1,000 students. We've increased our DE enrollment by 433 students. We're serving 4,500 students at Alco. And we also are serving over 20,000 students in our K-12 industry and CTE. So we are having a big impact on our community and the impact of the students that are in there for their job readiness. Celebrating with us tonight, as you know, because you have your little chocolates, we had Miss Abel from Zenith with her Paxton Patterson Career Labs. Career Labs. These labs are STEM labs that we have in every one of our middle schools and K-8 schools, and we're allowing every student to go through them programs. Our culinary arts with Ms. Marcias from Parkway Middle School, and from Osceola High School, Mr. Myers of Game and Simulation. To do our proclamation tonight, Mr. Myers' students are going to read the proclamation for the governor. It's Elon Sherez, Gavin Thompson, Graydon Myers, and Daniel Steele.
Hello, I am Elon Charias. All right. Whereas the month of February 2025 has been designated Career and Technical Education Month by the Association for Career and Technical Education. And whereas CTE offers students the opportunity to gain the academic, technical, and employability skills necessary for true career readiness, and
whereas whereas students in CTE programs participate in authentic, meaningful experiences that improve the quality of their education and increase their engagement and achievement. And whereas CTE provides students with career exploration opportunities earlier in their educational experience, which enables them to make informed and beneficial decisions about their academic coursework and pursue established programs of study and career pathways. And
whereas leaders from business and industry nationwide report increasing challenges related to addressing skill gap and connecting qualified professionals with careers in critical and growing CTE-related fields, such as advanced manufacturing, cybersecurity, energy, healthcare, information technology, and transportation. And whereas CTE prepares students for these and other fulfilling careers by offering integrated programs of study that link secondary and post-secondary education and lead to the attainment of industry-recognized credentials. And
whereas CTE programs ensure that employees have access to qualified and thriving workforce, ensuring our nation is a strong and competitive economy. Now, therefore, the School District of Osceola County proclaims February 2025 as Career and Technical Education Month.
I'll be a broadcaster.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion by Ms. Castillo. A second by Ms. Garcia. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. It is CTE month here in
All
Osceola
right,
County
thank you
School
very
District.
thank you very much. I also want to add that this year, last year, we earned over 4,000 high school industry certifications, and we're going to do more this year as well.
Next, we have our Avid partnership recognition with Laura Rounds, the Avid implementation strategist.
Good evening, board members, esteemed educators, and guests. I'm Laura Rounds. I'm the Avid implementation strategist that supports the School District of Osceola. Avid is an organization that helps students create a college readiness culture for all students. It provides students with academic support, teaching them essential skills that promote their potential. Our system is designed to close the achievement gap and ensure that all students have the chance to reach that potential. Today is very special as we celebrate our 45th year of being an organization. I am here to celebrate your remarkable journey that has spanned 18 years of unwavering dedication and success. We gather here to honor the incredible impact of the Avid system throughout your district, and a partnership that has been a beacon of hope, opportunity, and transformation for countless students. Over the past 18 years, Osceola and Avid Center have partnered to create a monumental impact on your student population. Avid has cultivated the essential skills of writing, critical thinking, organization, and reading, preparing your students not just for college, but for life and career. Together, we have nurtured individual determination, foster resilience, and cultivated growth mindsets that will serve your students well in their future. The success stories that we have here in your county is countless. We've witnessed students from diverse backgrounds overcoming adversity, becoming first-generation college graduates, pursuing careers where it was just a dream. We have witnessed the impact of Avid within your district and the many innovative systems that you have implemented. Many other districts look at your district and want to see how they can make their district like yours. You are the leaders of Avid district-wide. As we are constantly reflecting on the 18 years, it is my honor to tell you that your dedication, your passion, and your belief in your students have made all the difference. Your district personnel have been instrumental in providing data that drives informed and effective decision-making. Together, we have created a bright future for generations to come. Thank you for being part of this incredible journey. Let us continue to inspire, empower, and uplift the students of Osceola County, ensuring that they have the tools and determination to succeed beyond high school and beyond any challenge they face in life. If I can have Dr. Shanoff, Christy Bradley, and Kelly Childs, the Avid District Directors, and your Superintendent, to come and receive this beautiful plaque from Avid Center. You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.
Next, we have a presentation on our school district graduation rates from Dr. Shanoff.
It's on. Good evening, board members. Ms. Culver, can you pull it up? It's on the agenda. Oh, they have to do it? Okay. Can we pull it up in the back, please? So before we begin with the slides for the graduation rate, I do want to take a moment to just kind of level set where we are with graduation rates and where we are headed. So first and foremost, graduation rates are lagging indicators. So for the class of 2024, the actual graduation rates are not fully reconciled until the end of the calendar year. So please know that the growth in graduation rates will be reflected 6 to 7 months after the students actually walk across the stage. It's an important distinction. The class of 2024 data will be added into this school year's school grade calculation. So 2025 school grade calculation will be partly due to the data that comes from the 2024 graduation rate. I want to take a moment and recognize the hard work and dedication of our teachers, our administrators, support staff, united around a single vision of student success. I want to particularly take a moment and recognize our distinguished leader from the high school division, Dr. Chandra Evans, who leads this work for all of our high schools. And the great news that we have seen with our graduation rates is a direct result of her leadership and her oversight and her belief that every student should have the opportunity to cross that stage.
Yes, sir.
Graduation is determined by 24 credits. In most cases, 24 credits. There are times when it may be short of 24 credits, but 24 credits, a minimum of a 2.0 unweighted GPA, and a passing score on the Algebra 1 EOC and the 10th grade ELA test. In lieu of a passing score on the Algebra 1 EOC or the 10th grade ELA test, the student can earn a concordance score on SAT, ACT, CLT to meet that requirement. The 89% rate is reported as an aggregated graduation rate, so this will include public schools and public charters. Our rate for our schools isn't actually 88.8, it's actually 91%. Let's go to slide 2, please. Thank you. Notice that last year the district was 3.2% below the state average. We closed that gap significantly.
we are now less than 1% behind the state average, even as the state grew. Next slide. You see the 10-year growth number here? Notice the peak of graduation rates were in and around the pandemic when the state relaxed graduation requirements. So it's not to think that maybe we are catching up to something that we did better before that we now need to kind of do better to catch. The graduation requirements have changed over time. This is the toughest the graduation requirements have ever been. And for our schools to rise to this occasion is nothing short of heroic. Next slide. This slide shows the comparison between the SDOC and the state over the past 10 years. So we're approaching that cross point between the state's average and the district's. Based on the work that we're doing in our schools this year, we believe we have a very good chance, based on our systems and our tracking, that we will move past the state in the upcoming year. Next slide. This is the comparison between public non-charters and the public charters. So here is the district versus charter comparison and the percentage of graduates. You might wonder how we could only go down 2 points when you include the charter graduates when the charter themselves are 71%. They make up a very small percentage of our total number of seniors. Next slide, please. Here's our subgroup graduation rates. So you can see where our subgroups are relative to the subgroup performance around the state. Students with disabilities, Hispanic students, white male students are slightly lower than the state, while Black, free and reduced lunch students are a little bit higher. Next slide, please. So here's your district subgroup comparison over the last 5 years. One thing that you'll notice is that there are trends moving in the right direction, particularly when it comes to where we were in 2023 versus 2024. Have we seen negative growth over time between 2019 and 2024 for free and reduced lunch and ELL? Yes. With students with disabilities, have we seen a slight increase? Yes. What I'd like to point out is that over the last 2 years, we've made some significant jumps, and over the last 3 years, you see even larger jumps. Next slide, please. Here are the individual high school graduation rates. What you see there is the culmination of a significant amount of hard work. When you look at how our schools have performed and the growth that's been made, let's pay particular attention to a couple of things. First, take a look at Liberty High School. You must be in the room. Liberty High School went from 76% to 88%. Oh yeah. A 12-point increase in graduation rate. I knew that this was something that was going to happen when I had the opportunity to visit with Ms. Conyers last year, and I saw all the work that had gone in to making sure that we had student by student an understanding of where everybody was. There's no shortcut to graduation rate improvement. The only way to do it is to get to the most granular level, which is to look student by student. The only way to do this is to actually look at student pictures, so then everybody knows who these students are, who's walking across campus, what they need in order to graduate, because, to be honest, parents are sending their students to us so then they can cross that stage and have opportunity. we have to know who each of those students are on our campuses. And everybody on our campus has to be committed to ensuring that those students actually walk across that stage. Sometimes those conversations are uncomfortable. Sometimes those conversations involve parents and students. Sometimes those conversations involve parents, students, administrators, teachers. Sometimes they involve school counselors. But every time, it is with the idea that students will graduate. And in this district, we look at this data, and rather than pat ourselves on the back, we look at what we can do to improve. Because until this is 100%, we're not fulfilling that promise for every student in this district. And we will continue to work until we get to 100%. And I have to tell you, Dr. Evans doesn't seem to be satisfied with any new plateau that we happen to reach. There is always work to be done. She is very demanding, but she's also very demanding of the people around the table, especially when we sit in cabinet, making sure that we hold her accountable for this particular anchor data point. This is probably the most important data point we have. So when you go meet with the Osceola Chamber of Commerce and they go through their scorecard, what's one element that's on their scorecard when it comes to education? It's the school district's graduation rate. This is the anchor. This is our promise to the community. This is our anchor. This is our anchor statistic. And because it is our anchor statistic, this is the one thing I come to you and report about each year. I don't stand behind the podium and talk about all the other data points, even though they are important. Graduation is the most important. I want to congratulate our three specialty high schools, Neo City Academy, Osceola County School for the Arts, Professional Technical High School for, again, achieving 100% graduation rate. Even though one may think that in schools where you have to apply, it's an automatic, you graduate. It's not like that. And you have students that are taking very rigorous coursework in those schools. And so those students still have to meet all of that criteria. Very proud of our schools, very proud of the principals, and very proud of our students in the class of 2024. Looking forward to much bigger things this year with the class of 2025, and I'm super impressed with them. Let's continue with some highlights. We talked about Liberty High School. Liberty High School students with disabilities graduation rate increased by almost 10 percentage points. Liberty High School's free and reduced lunch graduation rate increased by 18.7 percentage points. Gateway High School's English language learner graduation rate increased by almost 13 points. And Zenith, Liberty, and Gateway all had graduation rate increases by at least 10 percentage points. When we look at graduation withdrawal codes, because every student who is part of the cohort has a code. Some of our students will receive an adult ed or GED code. Some will receive a certificate of completion. Some will receive a dropout code. Some will receive most will receive a graduate code. It's important for everyone to understand that our students enter as freshmen. Some of our students enter as sophomores. Some of our students enter as juniors, and some of our students enter as seniors. We are required to graduate the students no matter when they come in. So sometimes we receive students at a point where it's almost impossible for us, especially if they come in with 2 credits as a junior, it's going to be really difficult for us to get them to 24 credits by the time that they graduate and make sure that they have the test scores as well. We are able to work through some of the most challenging situations Yet there are some that we can just not overcome, that math and time will not allow us to overcome. That's typically where you see the withdrawal codes in the first 3 bars. The last bar is where you see our students that have been here for 4 years in our schools under our care. Students that are here for 3 years overwhelmingly are able to meet those graduation requirements. We run into issues when we have students either come in very late or students that exit and may not necessarily reappear in another school somewhere else. We are still responsible for them until they show up at another school, no matter where it is in the country or the world. We need to find out where they ended up. And sometimes that can be a very difficult task. So our schools have been responsible for that in the past. We're actually working with Graduation Alliance this year to help find some of those students, get them settled in to either a virtual environment or wherever they happen to live, into a brick and mortar school, and allow them to finish what they need to finish. And that has also really helped us and helped our schools focus on the kids that are actually in the schools right now. So here are the percent of Osceola students enrolling in a Florida public university in comparison to the state. If you look at Osceola versus the state, and this is a 2-year lagging indicator, it's a huge jump. Right now, we are in the top 4 in the state in terms of the college going rate. That has so much to do with the support that we receive from the Board of County Commissioners and Osceola Prosper. So many of our students wouldn't have even thought about college being on the radar unless Prosper was available to them. So now all of a sudden, this is the place to come if you are going to college. This is the place to come if you're going to technical college, because that Prosper guarantees our graduates in this county, whether you go to one of our schools, whether you go to a charter school, whether you go to a private school, whether you go to virtual school, even homeschool. If you graduate, you're going to be able to take advantage of Osceola Prosper. And so the reason why we have had so much success with the college going rate and other districts are looking up at us is because of that really close relationship that we have with our county government and the amount of support that we get from our community that really brings together the belief that every student can fulfill their potential if they come through our doors and our system. So with that, we can go 2 slides. So here where we are with our current steps. So every student has a graduation progress plan. Every student has everything mapped out for them, and that map adjusts based on the student's success in their courses or as they maybe meet some of these graduation requirements, like Algebra 1, EOC, or ELA 10th grade. We look at who has entered 9th grade and how the students who have entered 9th grade within our school district and our schools have performed over time. We also hold meetings with our students that are in danger of falling behind. We hold those meetings with students after the first semester of their freshman year now. We don't allow them to get too far behind before they show up on our radar. We have a graduation Power BI dashboard that has been built out. It's very robust. There's a lot of information that comes from it. And if you wanted to know who the black belt is in the graduation Power BI dashboard, look no further than Dr. Evans. She will make sure that she is an absolute, And then we are also utilizing the classical learning test, the CLT, for concordance scores. This is a third lane that has been afforded to our students to receive those concordant scores. So yes, we will continue to register our students for SAT administration. We will continue to register our students for ACT administration, but we will also ensure that our students have all the surface area covered for the opportunity to earn those concordant scores, which is why we also offer them the classical learning test. And that classical learning test can be administered to our students on our school campuses. And so our students do get an opportunity to take advantage of that, and many of our students have been able to meet those concordant scores as a result. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to the board chair. I appreciate the opportunity to present this great news, and we will continue to move forward and continue to do what we need to do until we get 100% of our students graduated.
Thank you, Dr. Shanoff. Ms. Castillo, you're recognized.
Thank you, Dr. Shanoff, and the rest of the team. Liberty, well done! So proud. I'm so happy that y'all are in the room to celebrate your success and continue the good work. Dr. Shanoff, I know you keep correcting me on your name. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I've been called everything, so it's okay.
I'm trying so hard. I did ask a lot of questions over the weekend when I saw the report, but I do want to ask some additional questions. The first is regarding the Got College, slide 12. Is it slide 12? Sorry, slide 11. While I am very happy that we are still above the state rate for attendance. No, wait, I'm sorry, I'm reading that incorrectly. We increased 2%, right? Not went down? Never mind, I do not have a question anymore. I read that incorrectly. That's right? We increased 2%?
No. So we increased 2% from 2016.
Okay,
It's 2.7%, so it's
Okay.
closer to 3%.
okay,
So yes.
okay.
So 54.6 in 2016 to 2022. I think that the big thing that we have not seen since the pandemic statewide and actually throughout the country, we have not seen students bounce back to college at the rate overall that we are seeing. And that's why we're seeing ourselves, in the top 4 out of 67 counties. And that jump, that 12 points between 2021 and 2022, I think that's where Prosper really has made a big difference.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, my other question is regarding our different demographics. I did ask this question via email, but I did have a follow-up. So just for the rest of the board and the folks that are watching, my question regarding the different demographics is that I do notice that our boys in all different populations are lagging behind our girls when it comes to graduation rate. And as you know, that has been a point of contention for several years. You did via email let me know that the data is not necessarily as clear, and that part of that is that our boys are overrepresented when it comes to withdrawing. Is that correct? Did I get that correct?
So the non-graduate withdrawal codes. So
Okay.
the first 3 columns, there's an overrepresentation of males. So that's one explanation. The other thing is that the boys are lower than the females. I mean, it is what it is. So that wouldn't be enough to go ahead and get everything equal. Our boys are performing lower than our girls. However, I think that the treatments that we're actually providing in the schools are gender agnostic. So we are providing the supports for students that are struggling to get to graduation regardless of their subgroup. And we are seeing that we'll be able to catch up that
that difference. I don't know what that difference looks like from, say, charter to us. And I don't know whether or not that split might be larger in charter than it is in ours. We don't have that many charters included, but there's any number of explanations, but we do know that they are disproportionately on those first 3 withdrawal codes.
Okay, thank you. So I'm gonna ask a question regarding you probably don't have this data, but I would be curious to know if some of these boys are getting adult education TED versus certificate of completion, which is not ideal, but it's also not really what I'm worried about. I'm really worried mostly about that dropout rate. So I wonder if we can potentially get some data to let us know. And I think it's fine that we don't necessarily target the interventions based on gender, that's fine. But this is a trend, and we've had this conversation before. We even had a community conversation about it. It's a trend that's happening all over the world, actually. So I do think that we might have some opportunities to see how we can ensure that our boys are performing better, because it's not a little difference. It's quite a big difference in all different categories. So just something to keep in mind as we think about some of these interventions. And I do look forward to getting a little bit of a breakdown on the 3 graduation codes as well.
Sure thing.
Okay, that's all I have.
That's all we have. Thanks, Dr. Shannon.
Sure.
With that, we are on to our approval of our administrative appointment, the assistant principal to Liberty High School. Dr. Shannon.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is always the best part of the meeting, the highlight of the meeting for me, to get the opportunity to introduce our new administrators. I want to introduce Michael Peacock, who will be the new assistant principal at Liberty High School. Michael Peacock has served as the assistant principal of student affairs for Hillsborough County Public Schools. He earned a bachelor's degree in music and vocal performance, so I assume he's going to sing for us today.
I can if you want me to.
And a master's degree in ed leadership from the University of South Florida. Go Bulls.
Go Bulls.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you. I'm truly honored to stand before you.
Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve from Obama.
Motion by Ms. Castillo.
I second.
Second by Ms. Bronson. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. You are now the assistant principal.
Okay. Well, I am truly honored to stand. I have to change the wording because I put it as candidate for approval, but now that I'm appointed as the newly appointed assistant principal of Liberty High School, I want to begin by expressing my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Shenoff, our superintendent, and the esteemed board members for this incredible opportunity. Thank you so much for the trust in my ability to serve the students and families of Osceola County. I would also like to extend my deepest appreciation to the District Hiring Committee, Dr. Clayton, Dr. Evans, Dr. Reyes, and Mr. Gilbert for recognizing my leadership potential and allowing me to be part of this remarkable district. Your confidence in me means the world. Most importantly, I would like to thank Dr. Harris and her team at Liberty High School. Your dedication to the scholars entrusted to your care is truly inspiring, and I am beyond excited to join you in this incredible work that you do every day. Of course, none of this would be possible without the unwavering support of my family, my husband, Christian, my children, 3 amazing children, Jonah, Madeline, and Nathan. Your love and encouragement and sacrifices have made this moment possible, and I'm forever grateful. For the past 20 years, my mission in education has been to ensure that every student is successful, feels safe and supported, and builds the strong relationships that are necessary to become a responsible citizen of tomorrow. When I saw that Liberty High School's mission aligned so closely with my own, I knew this was the perfect place for me. I look forward to serving, learning, and growing beside each and every one of you, and I want to thank you again for this incredible honor. Thank you.
With that, we are recessing our regular meeting for our board workshop for rulemaking. Mr. Boyd, come forward. If you're here just for the fun, feel free to leave now.
This is so fun.
Good evening, board members. Tonight we have a smaller number of changes for proposed revisions to the school board rules, and I'll read them into the record. Tonight being a workshop, we're not asking for any decision or vote to be taken. We'll bring these back to you on March 11th for the public hearing for the second reading, and then ask for your vote at that time. The first rule with the proposed revision is 5.40, student attendance. It revises the rule throughout to clarify that attendance requirements shall be included within the student progression plan. As you recall, last rulemaking cycle, that's exactly what we did. 7.25, grant management, revises paragraph 3 to clarify that the United States Office of Management and Budget uniform administrative requirements shall govern the school district's use of federal funds. Revises paragraph 4 to clarify that the authority of the superintendent or designee regarding grant proposals. Adds paragraphs 5 and 6 to comply with new state and federal requirements for grant administration and financial management of federal grant funds. Rule 8.54, naming of facilities or sites, revises paragraph 2 to establish requirements and timelines for the incoming school principal or designee for the process of naming of new schools. Adds paragraph 3 to clarify that school board members may offer alternative recommendations of school and facility names. Revises paragraph 4 to clarify criteria if the proposed school or facility name memorializes a person, and revises paragraph 4 to delete obsolete requirements. And as always, the school board has the final say on the choice of the name of a school, facility, or site. That does not change from the rule. Lastly, the fourth change is a minor change within the student progression plan for page 93. It revises the section alternate assessment graduation pathways for English language learners to update the state-approved assessment tools available for this purpose. And that's all that we have tonight, school board. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll now go back to our regular meeting. So we are on to 5.01, our agenda modifications. Dr. Shannon?
We have two agenda modifications, Madam Chair. 1101, the contract service agreement was added to the agenda. 1401, blue sheeted out-of-state travel, added additional travel for Dr. Clayton, Dr. Karsinski to attend Panorama AI Leadership Conference in North Carolina.
Thank you. Ms. Garcia? Any modifications?
No.
Ms. Castillo, any modifications?
No, ma'am.
Ms. Bronson, any modifications?
No.
With that, I need a motion to approve the agenda as modified, adding 11.01 and the blue sheeted item 14.01.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as submitted with the addition of items 11.01 and 14.01.
I have a motion by Ms. Castillo,
Second.
a second by Ms. Garcia. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. With that, we are on to 16.08.
Motion to approve 16.
14.01. Sorry. 16.13. 14.01. So we have to do that.
Yeah, because it is a
regular.
non-regular.
Sorry,
That's a
thank you. 14.01.
Motion to approve 14.01.
I have a motion by Ms. Castillo,
I see.
a second by Ms. Garcia. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. 16.13, sorry. I'm sorry, 15.01.
Motion to approve 15.01.
Motion by Ms. Castillo,
I second.
a second by Ms. Bronson. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Now 16.13.
Motion to approve 16.13.
Motion by Ms. Castillo,
Second.
second by Ms. Garcia. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. We are now on to 17.01, public comment. Ms. Z. Nelly Hernandez.
Good evening, everyone. Zinelli Hernandez, Kissimmee, Florida. So here I am with a gentle reminder Bible says, and I quote, "Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. Unless the Lord watches over the city, the guards stand watch in vain. Children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward from him." Psalms 127, verse 1 and 3. All five of you, even though we're missing one tonight, were elected to help build and watch over our city, specifically to watch over our students. So I wonder how you can do that when you keep pushing godly things away from the school. Can you honestly say that you are doing all you can to help our students overcome their mental health crisis when you refuse to implement the chaplains in school program? I dare to say, no, you are not doing all you can when you insist on resisting the implementation of such program. It's obvious to anyone paying attention that traditional counseling, elective classes, nor extracurriculum alone are not working. If it was, why are we having more students, even younger, falling victims to this illness? I have many examples and stories personally going on from the various communities that I serve, kids and teens struggling with mental health, but do not take my word for it. Here are statistics from the Florida Health Department. 50% of all lifetime cases of mental illnesses begin by age 14. Age 14, and in my case, I see way younger than that. Children with a serious mental illness could have their lifespan shortened by 25 years. Florida has over 400,000 children and youth with emotional, behavioral, and developmental issues, but only about half are able to access services. I am still trying to understand the why behind your actions to vote no to a resource that just might be the missing link to help students struggling with mental health issues. I have some ideas, but I keep giving you the benefit of the doubt before I call it out in public. I keep praying that you would reconsider pulling out the policy from where you filed it and finally vote yes on it. Thank you.
With that, we are on to 18.01, the approval of the superintendent's evaluation framework. Under our attorney report.
It is under my report because it just needs to be filed there.
Okay.
So it's my understanding that the superintendent's evaluation was just changed in the grading system that the board has for.
Yes. Motion to approve. Motion by Ms. Castillo. Second by Ms. Garcia. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. 18.02, attorney comments?
Yes, my one comment is that an executive session will be held immediately after the school board meeting for case Sorrel Guzman, individually and as a parent and natural guardian of Sinai Guzman, a minor versus the school board of Osceola County, case number 2022 CA-0011539. This was previously announced on January 21st, 2025. Attendees invited include myself, the general counsel, Dr. Mark Shanoff, superintendent, District 1, Board Member Castillo, District 2, Board Member Garcia, District 3, Board Member Cook, District 4, Board Member Caden, District 5, Board Member Bronson, and
Thank you. With that, we are on to 19.01, board member comments and committee reports. Do we have any committee reports? Yes.
I attended the ESC Advisory Committee. Thank you, Dr. Clayton. And we also have Hilary DeLuca. I don't know if she's here, but I want to thank her too for taking the time. We get to meet a group of staff plus parents as well. And it was an exchange of ideas and it was, for me, like knowing different programs that right now exist in ESC. Back then, when I was a teacher at ESC, I didn't know about EduClimber or the other one, UCARE, if I'm saying it right, if I pronounce it right. So those were some of the things that we discussed, and we will have our next meeting. This was just an introductory one, and basically just providing updates about the ESC program, and that's what we have.
Yes, thank you. On Friday, we have the School Safety Advisory Committee meeting at 2 p.m. right here. Dr. Allen and I will be in attendance. I'm excited to attend that one. And FSBA Finance Committee will meet later this month to meet the new finance director. Did y'all meet the new finance director when you went to your Garcia and Bronson? No? Okay. Well, if you want to meet the new finance director for FSBA, you should attend the finance committee meeting later this month. That's all I have.
The only update I have from the Osceola Chamber, you all should have received the email about the Olay Tallahassee Drive-Up that will take place the first week of April. So if you plan to attend as part of Olay, which we all are members of, being on the school board here, that's a great opportunity to get another shot at FaceTime in front of our legislators and just some of the other chamber members that participate in that event. So make sure you check your email and respond to that if you would like to go. And with that, this meeting is adjourned.